r/ask Reddit. What's not as bad as everyone says? Assembling IKEA furniture. The instructions are easy and clear. Everyone always complains about a single missing piece like an old Lego set, but I've only ever had extra pieces that made me confused at the end, like I missed something. I know it's anecdotal, but in my experience there are far more extra than missing pieces. I had a dresser with the holes drilled in the wrong place on one piece. I brought a piece back to the store and they opened a new box and replaced the piece. Got home to realize that I had the piece swapped with the wrong side and it was fine. I called them and offered to pay for the open box, but she said they'd build it and put it on the floor. Felt like an idiot, but they couldn't have been nicer. Going out to eat alone. Sometimes you just need to sit down and have a meal alone. It's kind of awkward, but I noticed that others don't give a shit about you. I don't feel awkward about it at all. You're right. No one cares. No one thinks it's weird. A long ago ex-GF felt super awkward about eating alone in public. So she would get food and eat it in her car, in the parking lot. I was like, don't you look a lot weirder eating in a parking lot than in the restaurant? Doing stuff alone, such as movies, concerts, events, other scheduled activities. Nothing though can match going when you want, being able to leave when you want, and being able to do whatever you want because you are the only deciding factor in the decision. Doing stuff with friends and family is nice, but scheduling can be a beach, among other things. I agree that movies are great alone, but I cannot go to a concert without friends. I don't know what the difference is, but something about a noisy, loud performance just requires people there with you. At least from my point of view. I would say that I am the opposite. I kind of like concerts alone as I can let loose and really get into the music and not worry about if they are enjoying. Whereas with a movie I typically want to discuss the movie afterwards. Plotline has great scenes, bad scenes, etc. Being honest about how you feel and confessing it to someone. Just tell them you're mad, happy, upset, horny, whatever. Just be candid. I feel completely neutral to this comment. Tell my wife I said hello. The physical withdrawal portion of quitting heroin. The 10 days of physical detox are nothing compared to the years of retraining your brain chemistry to feel joy and happiness without opiates again. It's a ducking hard road, but once you get through it, life becomes a cakewalk compared to when you were an addict. Then once you are reintegrated into normal society, life becomes ducking hard again, but for way healthier reasons, lol. And if the only way you can quit is through methadone or Suboxone, by all means do it. Never feel ashamed for how you choose to seek treatment if drugs are ruining your life. That's some really solid advice. Smokadus Chute Cops. r/rimjob Steve. Colonoscopy. The prep for it the night before was way worse. You take a liquid concoction to clean out your bowels, so you essentially are shitting your brains out for hours. Day of is a cakewalk. Sedation will knock you the F out. Wake up shortly thereafter not having felt a thing. I just got my first one about a month ago, and this is 100% true. The 24 hours of fasting and drinking insane amounts of liquid before it was so much worse than the actual colonoscopy. Agreed. I was shocked by my own body when it was shitting liquid like a fire hose for 24 hours. But the procedure itself was a cakewalk. Never felt so clean inside before either. Edit. This is my highest voted comment. You people are animals. The next generation. I'm so tired of people whining about kids these days as if their own parents and grandparents never said the same about them. Bemoaning youngsters goes all the way back to ancient Greece. In fact, I thought it was better than the original series. Picard is a much better captain and more relaxed than Kirk. TNG is the absolute best Star Trek series MO. Obviously TOS deserves a lot of credit for starting the concept and being one of the big revolutions in TV sci-fi. But as far as overall enjoyment, TNG is top for me. Failing. It happens to everyone at times and there's no shame in it as long as you gave it your best. Be proud of your effort. While usually you'll be judged by results instead of effort, nobody really cares about effort as long as it's not blatantly obvious you put none. A lot of people expect you to fail from time to time. Wish I learned that lesson years ago. Before building nearly paranoid fear of any kind of failure. You can have 100% success rate only if you take no risks at all and severely restrict what you want to try out in life. Eating healthy. I recently stated diet, and the amount of food you can actually eat when it's not junk food, it's mind-blowing. I am losing weight and eating much more food. On the other side of the coin, dieting does not mean that you can never eat junk food again. I'm back to a 1200 calories diet after gaining some weight, and just had pizza yesterday. You just can't eat pizza and ice cream, and drink a bottle of wine on the same day. Edit. A lot of people are expressing concern about me eating 1200 calories a day. I am a 5'8" woman and was told that that is the lowest that I can eat and still be healthy. I am 165 pounds, so not extremely heavy, and I will only be doing this till the holidays. After that I will switch to 1500 calories. Good point. I'll start with the pizza and wine around 11 PM and finish the ice cream after midnight. Traveling alone. The word moist, guys, it's fine. IKR. It just makes me think of chocolate cake. Rich, decadent, moist chocolate cake. Be right back getting out the baking supplies. Literally any word that tons of people hate to hear. People always freak out about the word penetration, and I'm pretty sure 90% of its use is not at all related to sex. Being single. You come home, you sit down, and all around there's silence. Everyone decides for themselves whether that's loneliness or freedom. I love silence. I just wish my cat would STFU sometimes. Marriage. I never get when guys joke about the old ball and chain. You married this woman. Shouldn't you want to spend your time with her? My husband loves calling people on that. It's so socially accepted to shit on marriage that people don't even really think about what they're saying about their partners. Sobriety. I cut my drinking way back to where maybe once a month I will go out for a couple drinks. My skin cleared up. I feel energetic every day. I get up early and I am way more productive. My grades and work performance also went way up. Since I wasn't waking up with a hangover every day, a lot of my anxiety and depression symptoms went away. Not completely, but it made it way easier to cope with severe depression. I was spending hundreds of dollars a month on booze, and now I can use that to buy a new computer, buy good coffee and eat better food. Deciding to go sober is one of the best decisions I've made in my life. It's not for everyone, but it has hugely benefited me. The only downside is that I really enjoy craft beer and good liquor, but I learned that I would rather enjoy 1 or 2 really good drinks a month than a few every night. I think you finally did it. I've been planning to slow down my intake for the past few months but keep making an excuse to drink. But I'm still job hunting, so I barely have income. I am a good 30-40 pounds overweight. I sleep in. I built my PC in 2013 and I fear for its demise because all I've upgraded is my GPU. I have low anxiety but high depression as I need to find a job and it's proving difficult, and I fear may end my relationship when it's just getting real good in just rounded 2 years. The low anxiety assists in my low motivation to fix it, and I'm actually hoping to raise my anxiety like a fire under my ass and lower depression. Then I'll tackle the anxiety with regular workouts, since all I do is sit in front of a computer and waste away. I'm gonna go sober. Thank you. I'm gonna miss my Allagash White. Screw you. But thanks. Check out r/stop drinking if you'd like some support. It's helping me stay sober. Brussels sprouts. Facts. My mom taught me to do this special thing where you glaze them in the oven with honey. They're dope. If two beings that are so opposite can agree. Silence. Personal preference. But I'd much rather take small talk or complete silence. Why do you not like talking to others? Because I don't have anything to say. Broccoli. I've met one person who didn't like broccoli in my whole life. Edit. I've got over 650 points and like 100 replies over some dumb comment about broccoli. Reddit is weird. Hi, I'm Luke and I don't like broccoli. Now you've met two. Taco Bell. You'll just need more fiber. Yeah, I've literally never had a bad bathroom experience from eating at Taco Bell, or really any fast food place tbh, and I've eaten there plenty. Being in debt. Sucks, but like not as bad as being homeless or having your power shut off in the winter. The problem is that debt is like fire. It is useful only if you know how to control it and use it productively. Many people see it as an inherently bad thing, or paradoxically, as a tool for free money. There is good debt and there is bad debt. Likewise, interest is literally the price of borrowing money. Debt on a credit card is obviously bad because of the high interest rate, and often it is spent on consumer goods or further debt that do not have any monetary return. A high rate interest loan is often bad, unless you can recover more than the interest rate based on that money, which is very rare, unless you are a loan shark. A higher interest car loan is also bad. A mortgage on a house often is good debt unless you are in the few select places where the housing market has collapsed or is pushing people into negative equity. But even then, it may be on a short-term scale. A low interest loan to free up a lump sum you have to pay can be productive, as long as the lump sum makes returns in excess of interest paid on the loan. As to student loans, this varies a lot. Tuition rates for students in the US really are unreasonably high, so the jury is out on that one. Many people lack the financial literacy or even common sense to use debt properly. Happy Cake Day. Hope your financial situation is looking up. Also yes, house plus debt, homelessness plus debt. Message. Legit makes everything taste better with no harm. And worse, lots of people complain about Message, insist it gives them stomach cramps or headaches, and still eat gobs of stuff with it because they don't know that yeast extract or autolyzed yeast extract in an ingredients list is Message sourced from yeast engineered to produce Message. My mom used to complain about the Message in the food from some local restaurants, making her feel bad even though they have no Message signs. I've cooked several meals for her and put quite a bit in, and she loves it and never complains. Kids enjoying Fortnite. Stop sounding like old people because they just want to have fun playing something they like. You just sound old and salty. I'm 27 and I love Fortnite. I'm not any good at it, and get killed regularly by what I assume are 12-year-olds. But there's nothing quite as satisfying as having a good game and slaughtering what I assume is a pack of 12-year-olds. Chicago. It's awesome here. Come visit and you'll see. I promise you won't get shot. Don't listen. I am currently being shot in Chicago. At least I can seal the wounds with deep dish and Gene and Jude's. Being a late bloomer. Having a late head start in life. Plus side is that at least I get my shit together. Late head start. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. Etymology. I mention word origins to people, and the whole room groans without giving me a chance to talk about how sophomore means wise fool, or how canaries indirectly got their name from the Latin word for dog. Groans in Latin. Okay, maybe it is as bad as everyone says. Millennials. The ones I know and work with are great. It just became the fill-in word for teenagers for so long that people haven't noticed we're 30 now. This is so accurate. I'm 30 and teach high school, and my older co-workers constantly make derogatory millennial comments about the students. I'm always the one to remind them that I'm the millennial and the kids aren't. For the most part, he's a ducking troll. Is this the standard for the leader of one of the biggest global powers? Trolls are fine. Whatever. They're idiots who pass the time talking shit and inciting arguments. I do think it's a problem when the man who's running a nation of 325 million people is a troll. Tetanus shot. We were told as kids the needle was a foot long. LOL. Changing your truck's oil. Just remember to wait about 30 minutes if Yavjuat came from town, so the oil cools a little, so you don't burn your supple flesh, sealing in the juices. Shit hurts. Using self-checkout machines. They're fast, mutable, involve no human interaction unless a product is not found needs bypassed or discounted, and I can arrange the items how I want, without worrying about anyone judging me for buying massive amounts of carbs at 10 PM on a Tuesday. How the duck are you people so incapable of grasping how to use them? Edit. Hot damn. Turns out literally everyone has something to say about SCO. Reading all the responses, but no way do I have the patience to respond to all 80+. Sorry guys. Please place your apples in the bagging area. Please remove your unscanned item from the bagging area. Please place your apples in the bagging area. Please remove your unscanned item from the bagging area. Please place your apples in the bagging area. Please remove your unscanned item from the bagging area. I used to loathe going to the dentist, but ever since I made it a habit to floss daily and picked up a Sonicare toothbrush, my trips are so much better. I'm done in no time, and my dentist doesn't have to ridicule me. This reads like an ad. You just outed the Sonicare intern. Now they aren't getting class credit for this shit. Mediocrity. It may not be the most thrilling, but you know exactly what to expect, and random acts of kindness happenstance can make a good day memorably great. Rejection. You see, people say this, and rationally speaking, I agree, but it puts me in such a dysphoria that every positive thought and or constructive things to say socially just stop occurring to me altogether. Then my night is ruined because now I'm no longer able to be interesting because I've gone completely silent, even though I'm remembering this isn't that bad. Get over it. Not just romantically, but in all aspects of life. Failure is okay. People aren't as bad as everyone says. Most people are just trying to get by like everybody else. Stop pointing fingers and work on you. New Jersey. A lot of people who grew up here can't wait to get out, but after being to multiple other parts of the country, it's all about the same. The best part about the state is pretty much anything is within an hour drive, and most things are less than 30 minutes away even in rural areas. Getting a vasectomy. What about 3 vasectomies? Imagine the physical toll. Snip snap, snip snap, snip snap. Building a computer. As long as you don't get your instructions from The Verge, you'll be fine. Candy corn. I really don't know why people complain about it so much. It's definitely not the best candy ever, but I'll definitely eat a few here and there during the fall season. Contrary to popular belief, a film's legacy isn't decided on opening weekend. How much a movie takes in the first few days may be now the main measure for studios of its box office status. But in terms of how the film will actually be regarded in years to come, it takes time. Nobody in Hollywood cares about how good a movie is. They only care about how popular it is, since you can roughly equate it with box office sales. Reality. The threats that cause anxiety are most something that we read about online or see on the news, or in general are pretty vague. If you stop thinking about those and just focus on the actual reality in this moment, it's not as bad as people say it is. People also have this idea that escaping reality is the thing to do, when you might as well become more active in reality. The latter will most probably be more helpful. Anal. This is so highly dependent upon the partner though. For those wanting to make this a better experience, lube is important, more than you think. Then add more. But patience is critical, especially for less experienced receivers. If you can't help but thrust forward when your instincts tell you, then you are a terrible anal giver. If the person receiving is female, encourage clitoral stimulation at the same time. It will help relax everything and make the whole thing more pleasant. Edit. Is one of my highest upvoted comments really gonna be about anal sex tips? So I guess I knew the day would come when I would become a sex guru. Pineapple on pizza. Driving in snow. Maintain your speed at about 5-10 below the limit, and never slam the brakes. Ease into stopping and you'll be fine. Getting your wisdom teeth out. You fall asleep, wake up, take painkillers, play Xbox, and then you're fine. Office jobs. Trump. Root canals. Only had one, but it was a breeze. Level of safety. It feel like the world is such a terrible, scary place these days. Sure, bad things happen, but truthfully we're living in one of the most peaceful times in history. Where it looks scary is because we're also living in a time with the most amount of information being shared all over the world and very little regulation on how that information is shared and conveyed to us. More than ever, our social media and news websites blowing up about all the crazy shit that's going on, and sensationalized articles often make a lot of things sound much worse than they are. Just say have something to write about. Sure, bad things happen. The only difference is we're hearing about everything the moment it happens, opposed to only hearing about mostly local news on a daily basis and national or world news less frequently. college. Granted, I'm not exactly an A student, but in high school all you'd hear from teachers was this won't fly in college and your professors aren't going to be as lenient. They keep everything professional. Meanwhile, last fall my philosophy professor showed up to class 10 minutes late with no shoes on. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.